What's up?
Hello.
It's She's Dope Podcast.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I'm back.
Like she never left.
Like I never left.
And don't forget it.
And I have a special guest. Tell the people
Is
who
that
you are.
me? I'm Gabby. Hey.
You're Gabby. And we got
Yes.
some new girlies on here. So before we do anything, follow us, hit the bizzle,
You better
like,
subscribe,
comment,
notifications,
and do all of the things.
follow on Instagram. Hello. Yeah, it's aggressive because we mean it.
We mean it.
I'm not saying I'm gonna fight you if you don't, but
We're
saying
definitely pulling up.
that I might for the one time.
You might for the one time. So before we get into what I heard, and then what I heard, we got some exciting news.
Yeah, I have tea to spill.
What do you want to tell my girlies?
Get your teacup ready. It's piping hot. Careful. 1 cube of sugar or 2?
2.
Okay. Sam and I are dropping a podcast next month.
And what? Can you give us a little tea?
Here's what's happening. We're going to be chopping it up, talking all the things.
All the
what
things.
the girls are talking about, what TikTok is talking about, the current events, our hot takes, because we've got some opinions.
And are y'all talking about makeup?
We might.
Because I feel like you
won't know unless you subscribe. So, hey, I'm not giving it all for free. I'm a classy girl.
Well, hey, I'll be subscribing because I need makeup tips.
I love to see you there.
Okay, bet. So you heard it, girlies. Podcast coming soon. And if you haven't already, comment, do all the things.
Follow.
Are you ready for what I heard?
I'm scared, but yes.
You know how I do this. There's a heard, and then there's what I heard.
What you heard twice removed.
Okay, so what I heard is that, are you ready?
No, I'm sweaty.
What I heard, hold my hand.
I don't want to.
No, hold my hand so you
that
can
makes
feel
it
how
so much more serious.
So you can feel how clammy my hands are.
This feels like when they're like, grab your neighbor's hand for prayer.
Oh, hey, at church, I used to scream when the pastor would say, grab your neighbor's hand. I used to be like,
My mom would always interlace our fingers. I'm like, this is intimate.
Literally.
This is intimate.
Okay, so let's interlace.
No. Okay, I'm brave.
Okay, so what I heard
is
that you were a bad child growing up.
Suddenly we're not friends anymore.
That's
she
what I
brought
heard.
me on the air to drag me for Phil.
I brought you on the air to drag you.
Here's what the real tea is. I'm a middle child.
Okay.
Which my mother would say I'm not a middle child because I have 3 sisters. The math isn't mathing, but I was here first. You get it?
No, perfect.
And I was good around my parents where it really counted.
Okay.
But in school,
she
was a troublemaker.
Oh, wait. Troublemaker, were you getting good grades, but snitching or
I
fighting?
was getting good grades. I wasn't fighting. I've never been in a fight in my life. It shows. Look at me and tell me I look like I fight. Because I don't. These ankles are not built for speed. It's not. It's not giving. But I was bad in school on some. The teachers would be like, everyone turn to chapter 35. I'd be like, and if I don't?
Not you had all the mount talk back.
Here's the real tea. 4th grade. My teacher said, okay, everyone fill out on your Scantron your race.
Oh, wait, not Scantron.
I said, why is that pertinent? Why do you need to know if I'm black?
How did you know that word in 4th grade?
Because my dad is a 5 on the Enneagram. I jumped out the womb with the dictionary in hand, you feel? So I said, why is this relevant? She said, let me call the front office and see. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. They said, you don't have to fill it out. I said, and won't.
Not you were that kid.
I was.
I felt like
if I bubble all of them, will I fail? She said, I'm not sure about that one. So I just left it blank, okay?
Listen, I felt like I had to bring you on here and talk about middle children because I'm also a middle child.
And were you the troublemaker?
No.
I don't believe it.
I was not the troublemaker. I got good grades.
Bring the family in from curtain number 3. Is that true or false?
I got good grades, but I was a tattleteller.
Oh, there it is.
And my cousins used to call me Taylor the Tattleteller. And I have one story in particular. So when we were kids, we used to go to my grandma's house all the time.
As you should.
And so my cousin Josh and Glenn were like, yo, let's put one of you guys in the dryer. Ask us why.
Yeah.
So we're in my grandma's basement, and we put my cousin Sierra in the dryer. We put her in the dryer. One of them turned the dryer on. My cousin started tumbling. They stopped it so quick, and when you do something wrong, you're like, please don't tell. She was weeping. So Nanny comes, knocking on the door. What's that? I go running up the stairs.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
You snitched.
Everybody says, we're not going to say nothing. I said,
and you said,
Nanny! They threw
And Sierra is fighting for her life in the back.
So I was the middle child that told on everyone. You gotta have a tattleteller.
And you were it.
And my
you said, sign me up. I am she.
Listen, Taylor the tattleteller.
That's
or is it tattletailer?
Tattletale.
The producer said it's tattletailer.
Tattletailer.
Teller.
Tattletailer?
Look, it sounds like no one in here knows what it is.
Tattletailer.
No. Yes. It's
tattletale. Like you're a tattletale, not you're a tattletale. Put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments and let us know.
Straighten it out.
Is it tattletailer just because my name is Taylor, or is it tattatella?
Here's the real
No,
tea.
because
my mom would just call that a snitch. And she said snitches get stitches. So I said zoop, zoop, zoop.
And guess what? I was getting stitched up.
There are two types of middle children. Those that would get snitched on and those that snitched. And together we're a perfect pair.
We're a perfect pair. But don't you feel like we get a bad rep as a
Always.
middle child? Like,
because they're like, middle children are so angsty. You guys are just so depressed all the time.
Yeah,
and yeah, you're right.
They're the black sheep of the family.
And I said,
blah, blah, blah,
solidarity, I sure was. I said, if this is the only title I can have, guess what? I'm clinging to it.
I'm not.
Because you're not the baby. You're not the oldest. You're just stuck in the middle.
You're the one getting the good grades. You were getting good grades.
Enough.
Yeah, you're getting good grades.
Enough to be good enough. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. Okay, I get it.
Because my older sister was holding down like the perfect child. And if I got too close to that, we just get lumped together. I have to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, by not fighting, but talking
Correct.
back to the teacher.
Yeah.
Well, I have some other news.
Okay, great.
I had to take the pause, and my hands are super clean.
Is she good? She might have hyperhidrosis.
No, honestly, before we get into what I heard, as a kid, I used to cry to my dad. And I used to be like, please take me to the doctor because my hands are dripping sweat and everything.
What do they call that? A hypochondriac?
No, the doctor was like, some people have more sweat glands than others.
Oh! Ew.
And
is that you though? Did they officially say on paper, yeah, that's you?
Yeah, that's
this
me
one's for you.
With my hands. So I don't like holding hands. I don't like to high five. I don't like any of it. So me in church.
What do you do? A fist bump?
I do
an
a
elbow?
fist bump or I lock arms.
I don't know. Them creases be getting. Locking arms is like we're going to war.
Listen,
I need something that I can just dip out if it's too much.
Imagine dating. You know when like you're on a date.
Yeah, what did you do?
I used to be like,
I'm holding your hand in spirit.
I would just say I can't do it. I'd be too embarrassed. I'm still till this day.
Wow.
Okay, other news. What I heard.
Okay. You just told me your hands are extra sweaty. Now you want me to touch you.
We're friends.
Okay.
Okay, so can I tell you what I heard?
Yes.
Like, this is what I heard.
Ear to the ground.
Because
heard.
I be hearing some stuff.
Always.
Like, this is better than.
That's because you're snitching. You have to hear the things. Go on. Tell me the truth.
And I got sources.
Yes.
I heard that in 2023.
The year of our Lord.
That perms.
I'm ready. Stop. Don't even. Go on.
That perms are good for your hair.
You heard that?
Did you hear me?
That's how I feel about that. Are healthy
for your hair. And I just thought we should talk about it.
Healthy for our hair.
Perms.
Define health. Oh, wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about that.
Listen, before we get into it, we got some girlies on here who don't even know what a perm is.
Yeah, because I heard that you heard that there's a difference between a perm and a relaxer.
But here's the real tea. I didn't know that until I was about 29. I'm 30.
So yesterday, we found out
that there's a difference between
I found out 5 seconds ago. Right now, today, you're watching it in real time.
A perm and a relaxer. So a perm makes your hair curly. Okay? A relaxer makes your hair straight. But here's tea. When I was growing up, they were using the wrong lingo because
it was interchangeable back then.
I could have sworn my mom was like, "You're getting a perm."
Yeah, they would. My mom would say, "You're getting your hair permed."
But our joint was getting crisped and fried with
dyed laid to the side.
Hey,
if you didn't have a moment where your mom took the hot comb and tried to give you those bumped bangs and you'd be looking like a Clydesdale in these streets, then you never had your hair permed.
I had to pull it
relaxed. Sorry.
If you didn't get a just for me perm,
the girl on the box was it.
At the age of 5 because we were getting it at the age of 5.
Just so you could have your 2 hairs
And we were
pulled back into.
And we were looking at this girl like, this
she's
is
it.
that gal.
She's it.
Mom, I want to be.
There's Beyonce and there's the Just For Me girl.
And it's a Just For Me girl.
I needed to be
because
her.
Her joint was always laying
to the side slightly.
But the bow was always.
Stop it right now. She said.
And she always was like.
Smug. She knew we wanted to be her. She knew.
I wanted to be her so bad.
And never was.
And never was.
Did you ever get to the point where you were like, you know what? This is the one. The streets are going to go crazy for this drop.
No, because first off, let's talk about how a relaxer hurts.
Yeah, because did your mom ever say like, because my mom used to relax my hair.
Okay. Same.
In the kitchen. In the kitchen. It has to be the kitchen. That's where the hair gets done.
This is something I want to talk about because I've been watching this on TikTok. Doing the hair in the kitchen is a no for me. Hey, if I'm seasoning my chicken and your curls are in the sink, that is a no. My mom never washed our hair in the kitchen sink.
Well.
And then people love to say, well, we bleached it down. What does that mean?
Listen.
You were getting your hair washed in the kitchen
Well,
sink?
it was either one of 3 options.
Okay, let's hear them.
The guest room had a sink. We would wash our hair in the guest room sink.
Okay.
You wash it in the shower before you get your hair done.
Okay.
Or option D, which I know that was 3, so we're not at D, but it's fine, was the kitchen sink. But my mom would be in there scrubbing that joint. The stainless steel has never sparkled like it did on hair day. I tell you what. And it had the little retractable, what do you call it? The shower head.
Like this.
She would be all up in that joint. Elbow scrubbing.
Their hair in the kitchen love to try to justify how their mom scrubbed it down with Mr. Clean.
I didn't say that I would do it me personally, but I did say it was done. Okay? And it didn't kill me. I'm here now, aren't I? It made me stronger.
Okay, it made you stronger. Okay,
yes.
So your mom was doing your joint in the kitchen.
Yes.
On Sunday nights.
And she would be like,
oh no, Saturday nights before church.
The day before the relaxer, she'd say, "Hey, do not scratch your head."
Literally.
And you know what that makes you do?
And you'd be like,
you'll be tucked into bed, fighting for your life. Don't scratch your head. Don't scratch your head. Don't scratch your head. And you'd be like, I need it. And you'd scratch your head. Then you'd be in that relaxer chair fighting your demons. Ankles crossed. Ankles crossed.
And then your mom be like,
body tight.
Your mom be like, were you scratching your head? And you'd be like, no.
Right. She'd be like, okay, we're going to leave this on for 30 minutes. And you'd feel all your brain cells burning off.
No, literally, it's like life was like flashing in front of your eyes. I'm like,
you're like, who am I really? Who am I even? Who am I even? Then your mom be like, okay, it's time to rinse it out. And then she would take you over to the sink and you'd be walking like this. Because everything hurts. And if you breathe.
Then there's a glob of Vaseline that's across your forehead and your ears.
If you weren't shining.
Because they didn't want to burn your ears. Hey, listen, it burns you. So like we're talking about is a
what we didn't need to be protecting was my hairline. It was that scalp. That scalp was fighting for its life.
Listen, the perm dragged my edges. And I just kept.
You just talked about your edges. They're still fighting for their lives, or are they better now?
If one more person asks me if they are better,
I'm just trying to be a good friend.
Clearly, no one watched episode one.
You know what?
I
won't mention it then.
I'm still working through it. It's a sensitive subject.
Okay, all right.
This is for my girlie who, hey, your edges might not be the strongest. I understand.
And she's still healing.
And I'm still healing.
God's still working on that part of her testimony.
So we started wearing perms when we were kids.
I didn't. I wasn't allowed. My mom had an age for everything. Here's the thing about my mom. One thing about Mama V is she's going to say this, that, and the third is too grown. So perms, relaxers, too grown until I was like 15. So my first relaxer was freshman year, which, hey, I was fighting for my life before that as a middle child. So the worst experiment to do is a hair one. Freshman year, I had one good relaxer. I came in, my Cinderella moment, the Beyonce win, flowing through my hair. I remember this girl, Emily, in my geometry class said, girl, your hair looks so good. I said, why, thank you. The next relaxer, ring, ting, ring, ting, 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 all my hair broke off. All of my hair. I had one sprig, alfalfa. Raggedy. Walmart looked better than me. It was real tough. I said, I'm rethinking everything.
Listen.
I was. And you have to, when your mom would have you wrap your hair with your relaxer before you go to bed?
I always failed at that.
I remember standing in the mirror Do you know when you have a music video moment where you're just like crying, single tear? I had the Boris bristle brush, really trying to like lay my relaxer, and I looked at myself. I said, "Is this who I want to be?" And I cried myself to sleep. And obviously, I'm never getting a relaxer again because the damage is still on my heart.
The damage is crazy, and so I was slapping the creamy.
The creamy crack.
The creamy crack.
Had us in a chokehold. We were wrestling.
It had us in a chokehold because I really felt like I wasn't embracing my hair.
You felt like getting a relaxer was embracing your hair?
I felt like getting a relaxer made me feel more like confident.
I felt growner with a relaxer.
But a lot of girlies who are watching this were getting relaxers because they, like, society told us that our hair wasn't popping.
Which was true. The reason for me with a relaxer was my mom always had a relaxer growing up. Like, as long as I can remember, she always had her little ponytail pulled back, her relaxer. And I was like, okay, if this is the standard, like, if this is what the rest of the world perceives, like, this is what black hair needs to look like, I said, all right, let me just fall in line.
Okay, same.
And did, because natural hair wasn't, like, right. In the Florida sun, a relaxer is crazy. I was out there, grease popping on my scalp in the Florida sun, baking in the outdoor courtyard over here, like, just... And I remember one time, a non-person of color was like, why are you doing that to your head? I said, mind your business. Mind your business. Over here, just trying to be subtle about not trying to scratch my head because I knew the relaxer was coming. And the new growth on a relaxer before your next relaxer is crazy.
It's ick. And so you
over here trying to be subtle with your little straightener, trying to really just straighten it out. Meanwhile, the afro is dancing. No one is buying it. Over here looking like 4 inches of new growth and 2 little tendrils of straightened hair.
You got one perm freshman year.
One good one.
And then when did you do your big chop?
I actually reverse ordered it because some people do a relaxer first, then they big chop.
Me.
I did my first big chop ever in 6th grade. In 6th grade. I know, okay? No one said these are the steps that you're supposed to do this in the life cycle of a black woman. I said, okay, so I chopped it off in 6th grade. There was not natural hair care really back then. So Luster's Pink Lotion. Do you remember her?
Okay, Luster's Pink Lotion. Hey, if you don't know nothing about it, that got us
Google
through.
it.
Like, literally got us through.
My mom would be like, oh, your hair feels dry. Go put some more pink lotion. I said, glob, glob. Slather.
It's like ginger ale.
It is like ginger ale.
You're sick? Go drink
some ginger ale. Eat some saltines. Lie down.
And
the Lord's going to heal you. And you're going to be fine. With Luster's.
And Blue Magic grease.
But grease? My mom had a barrette box with a tub of grease big enough for a family of 15. She really said, part, put the grease. She said, do you have enough grease? Always the grease in every single part.
Did you ever have a moment in your hair journey where you were like, you didn't feel confident with your crown? And when I say crown girlies, I'm talking about our natural hair.
I definitely did. So after I big chopped in 6th grade, I big chopped again, probably like before college, in college, somewhere around that time. Mm-hmm. And was like, when I big chopped 6th grade, I had like a cute little fro.
Okay.
It fit my body proportions at the time. So I was like, this is great. But when I chopped it again, was short like how I have it now. Mm-hmm. And I remember getting my hair cut off at the barber shop because my mom, what does she know about getting her hair cut off? My dad said, come with me. Come with me. I got in the car. We go to the barber shop. I sit in the chair, and I think his name is Carlos. Shouts to Carlos. He is like, so what do you want to do? He puts a little cape. Watang! Puts the cape on me. Clip with the little paper collar.
Yeah, the paper.
I was feeling priestly. He put the collar. He said, what do you want to do? I turned to my dad. I said, what do I want to do? He said, give her a 4. He tells the guy, he said, I got it. He flicks the thing. And I remember the whole time thinking to myself, if I cut all my hair off, that doesn't make me less beautiful. And there's an India Arie song called I'm Not My Hair. Yes. And she talks all about that. Like, regardless of what my hair looks like, I'm not my hair. And that was like a big thing for me because no one in my family ever had their hair as short as I had my hair.
Wow.
So I didn't have anyone to compare it to. Like, people weren't doing like buzz cuts and like funky colors and cool hairstyles and stuff like that. So I was like, we're really out here. You can't take it back once it's off. What am I going to do? Tell them to slap some glue on it and put the hair back? No. So I was like, we're really going to do it. My mom said, well, now that your hair's short, you need some earrings. So she got me some earrings. And I was out here accessorizing.
Because when you have the short haircut, you got to have the earrings.
Which, hey, I don't be doing. I rummaged through my dresser to find these for today.
listen, if you have a short haircut, you gotta have some. You gotta have some moves.
Well, they're here now.
Moves.
Present reporting live.
Well, what I do love about you is that you do wear your natural hair short, right?
I love it.
And I feel like you do it with such a confidence because I feel like there's a lot of girlies who are watching and they're like, hey, I'm still wearing my perm. Which
there's no shade for that.
There's nothing wrong with a perm. This is my personal opinion.
Go for it.
Perms and relaxers are cool as long as you love your hair.
I like that a lot.
If you're doing it because you want to look like something, I don't agree with perms and relaxers. You know what I mean? Like if you have to like take care of the crown that God has
But I
given
think
you.
that can be applied to anything. If
about
you're
to
doing
give us
it,
that pastora, go ahead, hit it.
thank you. If you're doing anything because you want to look like someone else, because you don't love who you are, then it's not gonna work. You can change as many things as you want about yourself.
Yeah.
But if at the end of the day you change everything about yourself, you look in the mirror and you still don't love yourself.
Yes.
Like then we need to do some soul searching, some real inner work, which I did during the pandemic. There was a stretch of time where I was like, what do I like about myself? And the crickets were loud, baby. Them crickets said chirp, chirp, chirp. I said, you know what? We got to fix this. So I started a sticky note wall in my apartment. Everything that I loved about myself, wrote one down every single day. And there were days, I am not even kidding you, I would stand in front of the wall like, I said, all the good compliments are taken. What's left? And would stand there until I got something and ask God, hey, show me something about me that you made that I should embrace about myself, that you love about me. And so I still have all the sticky notes. They're in a notebook now because we moved apartments. But like you owe it to yourself, really.
For sure. And I love that you're saying that because I feel like I don't know if I loved my hair growing up.
Do you now?
I do now, but here's the tea. I was talking to my hairdresser the other day because I just went to get my little trim because some of us have this idea like if we don't get trims, it won't grow, but it actually will.
It will?
It actually will.
She just
grow.
changed my life.
It will grow. But I went to my hairdresser the other day and she had put something on Threads because Threads is like
everyone's on Threads.
Everyone's on Threads, and she was like, if you wear your hair like your wash and go, that's a different level of self-love.
Whoa.
So if you don't know what a wash and go is, that literally means you wash your hair, you put a little product, and you go. I do not wear wash and goes. I only wear twist outs because I've told myself that my natural actual curl pattern is like too tight. Like
I told myself the same thing.
Yeah, like I won't wear it that coily. And she was like, there's nothing wrong with being a twist out girly. Like that's fine as long as the root of it is like pure. And so she kind of checked me. I said,
I love that for you.
I came here to get my hair done and you over here checking me. You know
said,
what I mean?
You gonna get this work.
You're gonna get this work.
She said, while you're captive in my chair.
Yeah. And so, like, she really dragged me, and I feel like there's some girlies who are watching, and they're like, yo, I don't really feel confident in the curls that I was given. I know I'm still on a journey. Like,
I think it's a lifelong journey, though. Yeah. Like, there are times, even with my hair as short as it is, I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything to
Put on a hat.
Really, put on the hat. But then it's like, okay, but what am I trying to accomplish by putting this hat on?
Hey, I wear a hat 3 times out the week.
Yeah, I love a good hat collection.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but what's the root? What's the rut? We're getting to the root.
Not the root. Well, the root is I wish I could just throw it up and it wouldn't, and bada bing, bada boom. That's the root.
That's real.
Okay, the root is actually I'm lazy and I don't feel like doing my hair, and I wish I had a different curl pattern some days.
That's the one.
So
ding, ding, we got a winner.
That's the actual root. Like,
yeah.
I feel like if you're, also my hairdresser hates when we talk curl pattern. She doesn't believe in it. So like,
So what is there?
So like 3A, like
I heard that Oprah's hairstylist invented the hair typing system, like 1A, 1B, 1C, all the way to 4C, which apparently I am. But if your hairstylist doesn't believe in it, then I don't believe in it anymore either. Because she got you together. No, she collected you swiftly.
The reason why I don't like you, I feel like you shouldn't really be believing in it because your identity starts getting wrapped in it. Yeah.
Oh,
and if you're
she's
like,
knocking on my door now.
If you're on the tighter end, like the 4B, 4C.
Because people started, there's like this idea that there's good hair and there's bad hair though.
Yeah. And
so anytime it's not, I took the Tresemme girl with the ribbon on her hair. Anytime it's not that, everyone's like, oh, that's bad. Or that's nappy was a lot of what I heard growing up. You broke a comb, you broke a brush. Oh, your hair is nappy.
Oh, they'd be like, your hair's coarse.
Coarse? Is this sea salt? Don't call my hair coarse. It's on site.
Your hair's very coarse as they're combing out all your edges.
And they're not being gentle either. They're over here. I'm like, can you ease up? I'm trying to leave with some hair attached, please.
Like, Literally. But I do think identity gets wrapped in it. But that's why I had to bring you on, because I love that you you're yourself. You know what I mean? There has been days I've seen you with turquoise, dyed hair.
Correct.
Pink.
Purple.
Like purple, whatever. And I feel like there's a girl watching who's like struggling to like embrace who God has called her to be and the hair that he has given her. And I think you're the perfect example of that.
I
you know,
love
we were
that.
going to have a little moment.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a process, though. I was
It
literally talking to someone the other day. I was like, I didn't always want to like fully show up as myself.
Yeah.
But then me and God, we had a good old conversation. Because if I don't show up as myself, who he created me to be authentically, then someone else is going to see that and be like, oh, maybe I should turn it down. Maybe I should reel it in. Versus the opposite, where if I show up 100% turned up to 10, then someone else is going to be like, hey, that's what's up. And we'll do the same. So I'm like, I have sisters. I have 2 younger sisters, 1 older sister. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who am I to be telling people on the streets or out in public, like, hey, be yourself, do you, like, be your full self. And at home, I'm not doing that. Right. So I said, we got to show out for the Roberts sisters.
No, literally. Listen, so if you're watching this episode, you know what I'm going to say. And
you have a responsibility.
Oh my gosh.
Tell them.
How did you know?
Because I be tuned in. I subscribed, turned the bell, I followed, I'm in the comments.
You have a responsibility.
Yeah, you do.
To show up as your full self, to embrace who God has called you to be, and understand that you are uniquely.
I like these hand motions.
You are uniquely designed, okay?
Oh, wow.
Because the world's going to tell you otherwise.
Correct.
And for my perm girlies, keep rocking your perms and your relaxers.
Correct.
But if the root ain't cute.
Woo!
Yeah. If the root ain't cute, cut it.
The way she just collected.
And just like that, that is the episode, okay? So you know what you need to do. They need to like
comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications,
and hit the
bell.